And welcome back, duelists, to the King's Court. We got a very special video. Our good friend Cbit, who I know a lot of you were asking in our most recent gameplay for a deck profile, and this is none other than Red Dragon Archfiend. Want to take it away, C?
Yeah, we'll start with the Resonators. 3 copies of Soul.
It's the best one, right?
It's the 1-card combo, yep. Searches any level 4 or lower fiend, and then protects your Red Dragon Archfiends from being destroyed by battle of card effects, as long as they're in the graveyard and you have a Red Dragon Archfiend on the field. And then 2 Vision, special summons it itself if there's level 5 or higher Dark, and then searches your spell or traps. 1 copy of Crimson, special summons itself if there's no monsters on the field, and it's your way to get this Red Supernova.
Is that the Garnet? Because I swear I think you told me that before.
It can be. It's a card you want to see later rather than at the start in your starting hand.
Gotcha.
1 copy of 2 copies of Synchron.
Synchron? I thought this was
Synchron
Red Dragon.
Resonator. Yeah, well, they named it Synchron. But yeah, it special summons itself, recovers a Resonator from grave, and is really good with Red Rising because it's the only level 1s you run. And then 1 copy of Overloop. Helps with bestial plays, banishes your synchros, and then to summon itself, and it can bring them back with your red zone.
Oh man, Red Zone, that card. That card, that's what you beat me with last time.
Yep.
The card is so mean.
So that's the tuners. In terms of the non-tuners, I run 1 Stone Sweeper. Might put it back to 2, but right now it's at 1. Searches your resonators that are level 3 or lowers. 2 copies of Whirlwind. Special summons itself. There's a Fiend tuner. And then the turn after, we'll search for a Fiend by banishing itself. 3 copies of Bone, which is the card you mostly want to search.
Okay, so I did get that name right. Cool.
Yep, mills a Resonator to level modulate, and that's good because it combos with Vision to search your spell or trap. And then 2 copies of Red Lotus King Flame Crime. Really nice that they gave it a burn effect, and then lets you mill any normal trap. And the list of normal traps is pretty good. And then 1 copy of Salamander Catalyzer.
Hey, it's the card you got from me.
Yeah.
Nice.
I saw someone's deck list that put it up, and I thought it was a neat idea. So it reveals itself in 1 Fiend, and then special summons 1 and discards the other. So you can reveal Vision in itself, discard Vision, and special summon Catalyzer, and you get your search off. So I thought that was really neat. It's also a fire target, so Red Lotus King will burn for 12.
The deck is like a mix of fire and dark, right?
Yep. I think the only thing I would kind of miss is Red Resonator, because I like the life point game. But that's it for the non-tuners. And that's it for the Resonator stuff, for the non-Resonator stuff. 2 copies of Lubellion, and then 1 copy of Magnum Mutt, Druid's Worm, and Baldrake. I keep going on and off again between whether I like it pure or whether I like it with the Bystials, because the Bystials do add a lot.
Oh yeah, they're Dark Dragons.
Yeah, the Dark Dragons. They help with the banish plays. Dispater also helps. But yeah, right now I just like them for interruptions. I run Lubellion at 2 right now, but I could put him to 3 for a certain... But I run him at 2 for a specific reason that we'll go into later.
Gotcha.
That's for the monsters. For the hand traps, 2 Drolls, 2 Ash, 1 Nib, and something I put in post-Suda is 2 copies of Detonating Karibo.
God, this card.
Most people run hand traps at 3, and I completely understand because of consistency. I prefer to run 2 and just put more names because I've drawn 2 Ash more times than I can count, and then you can only ever use 1. So I'd rather have 2 of each different one so I can at least see different ones in variety to use them. But yeah, Droll stops from searching. Ash, we already know, starts from searching or special type of deck. Nib gets over 5 summons. Detonating Karibo is funny in a tech I put in because he's a level 1 Fiend, which means if you already have your starter and Soul, you can use Soul to search him out.
Oh man, that's crazy.
And what he does is that if your opponent summons and activates an effect, Detonating Karibo will attach itself to the monster and negate the effects.
The only my Stratos with that.
Yeah. The only thing is that it does target, so if they have a way to get around targeting, it fizzles out. But I've been trying it out too. Could go down to 1 since it's searchable, similar to Effect Veiler. But that's it for the monster hand traps. So now going on to the spells. 3 copies of Crimson Gaia. It's your other starter because it searches both Soul and Vision. I do wish it searched the other resonators because sometimes you want to see Synchron or Crimson, but since they don't mention Red Dragon Archfiend in text, you can't. Otherwise, it searches all your spells and traps. Really hoping this get rarity bumped at some point.
Is that the only
Because it
rarity?
would look, structure deck only came out in common.
Right, it's from the structure deck.
Hopefully it comes out in secret one day because I would love to see it.
TCR, right?
Yep. 3 copies of Resonator Call to search your other resonators as well. This is how you basically search Crimson most of the time. 1 copy of Regained. Pretty self-explanatory. Lubellian sets it from deck. Banishes it to draw 1. Whenever something's banished, you draw bottom deck to draw 1, and then if they normal special summon a monster, you can special summon a Bystial from grave. I keep forgetting that effect because I don't do it as often, but I really should. 1 copy of Foolish Burial, so you can Foolish your either Vision to search your spell traps or Crimson to make it a target for Red Rising. And then this last one I might take out. 1 copy of Chaos Space. So you have your darks and your lights, so it'll search you Lubellians if you don't see it. But also, if it's in the grave, it can target anything that's not able to be special summoned, normal summoned or set, which is basically most of your extra deck to put it back and draw 1. So I'm testing it out. It works out pretty well. But that's it for the spells. Traps. 1 copy of Red Rain, because Lotus Crime can send it to the grave, and then once you synchro while it's in the grave, you can add it back, so it's pretty consistently now to be able to set, and it banishes everything on the field except the monster with the highest level. That includes ranks, that includes links, so those are also banished, and then makes the monster that remains on the field be unaffected by all effects except its own. And then it just keeps resetting itself from the grave once you synchro again. So it's pretty useful. 1 copy of Red Zone. Helps you pop and destroy, and helps you bring back your banished Synchro Dragons. So it's pretty good to combo with Red Dragon Archfiend. 1 copy of Red Screen.
I hate this card.
Most people don't run this, but I like running it because sometimes you need to buy yourself a turn if they don't have back row removal.
I couldn't even pop this with Sunrise.
Yeah, and then you stop. So you stop attacks. Caveat is you do have to pay 1,000 at the end of your turn every time. But if you really want, you could also destroy it to bring back a level 1 tuner. 1 copy of Fiendish Golem.
Oh, man.
Targeting banishing on 2k or more attack. Then it can set a Fiendish Chain. I might put Fiendish Chain back in just for that. I just don't remember if you can activate it the turn it's set. I don't think so. And then 2 copies of Imperm.
Jesus.
Imperm is Imperm.
It's Imperm, yeah.
If this was a pure dark deck, obviously we'd want the new Dominus Spell or Trap, but it's not a pure dark deck.
Gotcha.
So that's it for the trap.
I like the ratios.
Yep. For the extra deck, 3 copies of Red Rising Dragon, probably the most important synchro in the deck because it'll bring back your resonators and let you go into Red Dragon Archfiend. Then the other effect I keep forgetting, the turn after, if it's in the grave and you have 2 level 1 resonators in the grave, he'll banish himself to bring those out, and that's how you are supposed to go into Red Supernova with the Red Dragon Archfiend. 1 copy of Koi Belt. Spell trap card removal, great. Then if he pops himself, you can make something unable to attack, though they'll usually link it away if they have that type of deck. But you use it for the removal.
Plus a Dark Dragon target, right?
1 copy of Vagnawa. Gains attack and then burns for the level of the non-tuner? No, for the level of the tuner. So it's pretty good because if you use it using Soul, you'll burn for 900. And sometimes you need that extra damage for game. 2 copies of Scarred. I don't have a third one, but I would probably still keep it at 2. Best card in the deck. Usually you use it as synchro fodder first because you want to use its second effect to pop all your attack position opponent monsters, and then he floats into the original, which is why you run the original Red Dragon Archfiend at 2. So he'll come out via Scarred's effect, and then you combo it with the spell card to flip everything face down, then use his effect to blow up all defense position monsters, which will then trigger the spell card to bring back the original Scarred. One copy of Dark End. Non-targeting removal is pretty good. And it's a level 8 Dark Dragon, so it pairs well with the deck. 2 copies of Abyss. Quick targeting effect negation is pretty good, and then you'll special summon a tuner once you inflict battle damage. So it's pretty good. Obviously at 2, because if one gets banished, you want to have a second one just in case. 1 copy of Bane. You go into Bane to make sure you get rid of the original, because if you can't attack with the original will blow up your field. So you use Bane to tribute it to bring back the Scarred.
You found that out the hard way.
Yeah, I did find that out the hard way after I went into Red Supernova. But you live and you learn. And then also special summons Resonator Tuner for inflicts battle damage.
Oh, okay.
1 copy of Bystial Despater.
Oh, this card.
Combos well with the fact that you're banishing off Uvaloop and the Bestials. You'll bring back a banished monster, and then if there are banished monsters, he's either a monster negate or a monster destroy, depending on what banished zone you shuffle back. So combo 3 gained. And then 1 copy of Red Supernova.
Supernova, dang.
Boss monster of the deck. Can't be destroyed by card effects. Also learned that one off the higher way. And then if a monster activates their effect or if it declares an attack, you can banish him as cost, and then banish all cards your opponent controls. And then you can bring him back with red zones. It's pretty good. Gains 500 attack for every tuner in your grave, which means he'll be really big once you get him out.
So big. That's just what this deck does, right? It just hits like with just pure power.
Absolute, No, it hits with an absolute power force.
Oh my god.
Yep.
How do you like the ratios?
I still test with it every now and then, especially with regards to the tuners, because sometimes I don't see the resonators, sometimes I see all the resonators. But yeah, I would want to focus on getting more hand traps or interruptions in there somehow.
That makes sense.
I don't have a side deck as of yet, but I'm working on it.
You just have all the standard good shit.
I just
Top
have all the
secret.
standard colors.
Subscribe if you wanted to ever show it.
Yep. Once I get it built. Other than that, yeah, that's it for my version of the deck.
And you played this, you used this recently at the Santa Clara Regional, right?
Yeah,
You played in the side events?
I played a side event.
Yes.
Didn't go as well as planned, but I mean, I was just going there to get my nerves out so that I can get used to playing Yu-Gi-Oh again.
Still though, still really cool. This deck is really good. You got any last minute advice where anyone wants to try this deck out?
It's a pretty good, fun deck. I think the only thing I would want is another tuner that searches, as well as an in-archetype level 7 and an in-archetype level 5 and 11, because sometimes you get those numbers, but you don't have nothing to synchro into. So you get cut in an awkward situation because you're locked to synchros, but you don't have those odds to start a climb.
It'll happen. This deck, let's roll 5Ds, this sort of stuff always gets like more stuff with how popular it is.
I do want to try out that new Earthbound Immortal.
The new one?
Yeah, the one that supposedly sends a red Dragon Archfiend from the field to the grave to synchro summon Red Nova, the original.
I'll put a picture of it right here.
Yeah, I've been interested in trying that out.
Gotcha.
It's just a matter of how do I search it, because it's a level 12.
Experimenting, that's always the fun part, right?
Yep.
Alright, so that's our good friend Cbib. If you want to see any more videos involving Red Dragon Archfiend, and if you want to see an updated Blue Eyes deck when the new structure deck comes out, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you in the next video. Have a good week. Take care. Bye.